Привет, друзья! Меня зовут Владислав, и вы на моем канале NEGO Play. Сегодня мы продолжаем играть Hogwarts Legacy. В прошлой серии мы вернули яйцо дракону с Поппи. Вот, и с Себастьяном разыскали древний артефакт, который поможет в излечении, наверное, поможет. В излечении его сестры. Вот. Хе-хе, смотри, как. Сейчас мы идем поговорить с Себастьяном. Скрипт. Зачем я добавляю скрипт? Так. Где-то Себастьян.
Did you speak with my uncle? I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne. Don't think I've forgotten about your goblin friend. I haven't. But I appreciate you setting our earlier discussion aside for now. Well, what did he say? I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne. I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken. He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black. Huh. That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet. I'm afraid I don't follow. Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
Неважно. Это просто мысль. Теперь я как никогда настроен выяснить, что за сила заключена в той реликвии.
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you? We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions, a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought she handed it to me. This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet. Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it. We'll be expelled. Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help. I shall wait to hear from you then. Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this.
Короче,
I'll send you an owl when I have news.
когда мы возвращались в деревню, где живет Анна, на нее напали тролли, и что там дрались, бились, вот, и один тролль чуть не убил Анну, то сестру Себастьяна, и он применил к нему империю, запрещенное заклятие. Дядя это все увидел и сказал: нет, не подходи к нам больше никогда, это запрещенное заклятие. Вот, такие вот дела. Так. У нас дальше по заданиям. Давай вызов браконьеров на дом. Мне нужно поговорить с Поппи и выяснить, почему она так внезапно исчезла после того, как мы вернули драконье яйцо. А где это Поппи? 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 Ой, ну во дворе что? Здесь вот есть варки. Так, 150 метров, мы пробежим, да? Незачем здесь летать. Ну, или пролетим. Зачем нам бежать, да?
Oh, good, you're safe.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she alright?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
А что ты нам не сказал? Она рассказала мне, что они перевернули все вверх дном в поисках яйца. Кричали, что нашей вине у них все пошло прахом.
I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's alright. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
Так. Говорилось ли в дневнике о том, где находится
Where
Сниджи?
exactly are these Snidgets allegedly hidden?
Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations.
Why would Snidgets be valuable to poachers?
They could make more money with Snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. The golden Snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. That's why they're believed to be extinct. They were hunted out of existence by wizard kind. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way they'd be bred and killed for profit.
Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget?
It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction. In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the Snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago.
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much as...
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
Мерлинова борода, ты гений. Кентавры, они непременно защитят Сниджетов. Поговорить с кентаврами, на кентавры смотрим.
Sounds as if we need to go and talk to the centaurs.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
Интересный разговор. Так, ладно. Они нам сообщат. Пам-пам-пам. Что там еще? Основа для шантажа. Нати прислал мне еще одну сову, уверяя, что она сможет улизнуть, чтобы ее мать ничего не узнала. Мне нужно встретиться с ней возле Хогсмита. Пойдем посмотрим. Хогсмит. Возле. Ага. Возле это где? У нас здесь есть перемещение, что-то? Нету, да? Хорошо, давай так. 300 метров.
Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
Так, ждать. О,
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
да, давай. Что ты там ходишь? До утра пришлось ее ждать.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Так, поскольку мама к кабаньей голове и на пушечный выстрел не подойдет, вряд ли она узнает, чем я тут занимаюсь. А вот ходить по деревне и донимать ее жителей лучше тебе. Что у них можно выведать?
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
No.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Угу. Так, а кто ближе? Вот этот? Налево? Ты где-то в горах там, что ли? А, по очереди надо, что ли? Серьезно? Можно я здесь пробегу, пожалуйста? Спасибо. Так, подожди.
Revelio.
Сначала. Вот здесь же был. О! Так, 3 метлы стана. Нынешний владелец заведения является Сирона Райн. Но говорят, что 3 метлам столько же лет, сколько самому Хогсмиту. Это давнее место сбора жителей деревни и студентов Хогвартса, которые хотят насладиться сливочным пивом или огненным виски. Хоть поел. Здравствуйте.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Где-то... А, тут. Ничего здесь. Многоэтажность.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them.
Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up until I came home one night and found my husband gone and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Ничего себе, у вас тут разборки. А ты никуда не пытался обратиться? Так, но Харлоу хочет моей помощи, но я не могу на это пойти. И мой дорогой Иско вынужден за это расплачиваться.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Так, вроде так. Вы сообщали Харлоу что-либо о Гринготте?
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Мисс Ботвинс, мы надеемся, что вы пересмотрите свое решение, касающееся материальной помощи. Вам дали достаточно времени, но наше терпение не безгранично. Ваш муж наверняка хочет, чтобы вы поняли всю ценность нашего сотрудничества. Готовы ли вы ответить до конца недели? Этот разговор должен остаться между нами, надеемся, вы понимаете.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
Нормально, у нее мужа украли, она книгу читает в кабаке. Все нормально. Ей кто-то помогал и погиб, но она продолжает читать книгу в кабаке. Все в порядке, да, конечно.
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there. Revelio.
Опытные путешественники знают, что некоторые колодцы могут предложить больше, чем это относительно безопасный колодец с обычной водой в деревне Хогсмит. А что они еще могут, интересно, колодцы предложить? Замок третьего уровня. Ой. Можно здесь пройти, да? Куда-то сюда, да?
Please tell me you didn't take it.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Такие вот дела, да?
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man, but when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping, and I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
Так, Кисик, сейчас не до тебя.
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
Но я побоялся мистера Харлоу и отказался. Поступили мудро. Напрасно вы промолчали.
You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow as he requested.
Unfortunately, I suspect you're right.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Нормальный, да, чувак? Одно шантажирует, чтобы помог с сейфом. Другого украл книги. Третьего обкрадывает за то, что он там тайно обручен. Это плохой человек. Это Харлоу.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
Блин, нахера мы сюда бежали?
Revelio.
Сейчас она в другом месте. Единственная абсолютно волшебная деревня в Британии. Хогсмит на протяжении веков был излюбленным местом отдыха студентов 3-го курса и старше. Зачем мы сюда бежали, если она в другом месте? И она сказала, что она будет там. Не понимаю. Все замки поменяли, что ли? Что-то это не похоже.
Natty must be around here somewhere.
Я надеюсь...
Natty's wand.
В смысле?
She can cast without it.
А
She
где?
wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken. Revelio.
Что-то случилось. Нам же надо было... о, следы. Следы видно. Нам надо...
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
Revelio.
Ну? И где ты?
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
Тайное убежище банды Памламбы. Пемпламбы. Пупламбы. Какое название интересное. Пепламбы.
Footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. Revelio.
Я нашел.
Confringo.
Да, в смысле Кафинго?
Accio.
Мне на одну должна. Да? Так, не до конца выдвинули.
A hidden door.
Ага. Так сказал не до конца.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
А у нас инвентарь переполнен. Столько
Better be sure I'm
интересного.
not seen.
Это что? Барьер там какой-то, да?
He wants them alive.
Imperio.
Come in here alone.
Just keep an eye out.
Great.
Protego. Confringo. Bombarda. Accio. Glacius. Imperio.
Time to eat.
Protego.
Ой. Ты чё пришел? Ты его. Какой базарь? Чё говоришь? Да умирай уже все. Ты пока думал. Бам. Тут можно поживиться, неплохо таки. Привет. Что ты там делаешь? У нас переполнены ячейки. Что-то мы забегались и забыли. Что за страшные звуки такие? Это Нати так кричит. Нати, я иду.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had left my wand.
Revelio.
To Mr. Rabe. He will tell
Hello,
you what
Hamura.
you need to do.
А зачем мы открываем ящик, если у нас нет все равно места? Потому если даже что-то будет нам полезное, мы это не сможем забрать. Но мы все равно открылись, потренировались. О, палочка. Да зачем ты слезаешь? Там кто-то еще сидит. А, Иск.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Я думал, он
Mr.
взрослее
Rabe, I
должен
found your
быть.
wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Все равно у него, конечно, магия. Ну ладно. Главное,
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our
главное,
lives to
что
your
сработало,
bravery.
да? Скажи.
I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Так, не обязательно найти книгу стихов. Не обязательно найти любые...
Revelio.
А где это искать-то? Ты, наверное, где-нибудь здесь, в логове? Скрепости, убежище банды. Давай быстренько-то поищем, что нам же не сложно.
The girl's friend won't come looking.
Imperial. Confringo. Bombard. Defender.
They got what they deserved.
Ой, ты куда-то в подземелье идет. Это мы на выход идем или что?
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Нет, я бы просто поискал письмо и это все. Ну, я просто не знаю где.
Revelio.
Что это? За звук? Дорогой Отто, я пересчитал твое последнее письмо.
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
Так, письмо нашли. Теперь желательно найти. Что это за... Какое-то животное, да? Это же что? Да, я знаю, что надо продать.
Revelio.
Так, это мы туда бегали. Здесь мы проходили. Так, вниз мы тоже спускались. Ничего там интересного нет. Мы видели вот там сундучочек. Сундук. Аж крысы только, вообще ужас просто. Вот. Мы к ним подходили, да? Да. А где сборник стихов? Мне кажется, мы все уже оббежали. И мне сюда...
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert.
О,
He'll be thrilled to have this back.
что это за звук такой? Страшно. Мне интересно. Это ты, овечка? Я не думаю, что эта овечка такие звуки издает. Вот что это за звук?
Revelio.
Там были, да? Нет? Судя по всему, нам туда и не надо. Ну-ка.
Revelio.
Я не знаю, откуда идет звук. Кого-то мы оставили.
Revelio.
Вон. Пойдем на выход. А тут вещь, да? А, тут вещь. Эх, столько вещей оставили, блин.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow once and for all.
Так,
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot?
Well, it's certainly a good start. We shall see. But you can leave this to me now. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
ну что, мы добьем?
I think I know how and where to approach the centaurs about protecting the Snidgets. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest.
Наконец-то у нас 23 уровень. Так. Говорит директор, да? Так. Последний раз, когда я разговаривал с Поппи, она была очень обеспокоена судьбой Ниджетов. Она хочет встретиться со мной в запретном лесу, чтобы обсудить план их спасения. Так, пойдем. План спасения с Ниджетов. Карта мира. Так, у нас есть вот.
The Ashwinders have ceased pestering me. I suspect that's your doing. Thank you from me and Rosie both. We're just leaving for our honeymoon, after we tell Mr. Hill of our recent marriage. Wish me luck.
Удачи. Так, знаешь что? Нет, так не пойдет. Мы опять побежали выполнять задание. Во-первых, что там? Есть что-нибудь интересное? Нет, ничего. Драконьи глаза. Так, шляп. О, шляп-то, смотри, сколько. Да, я помню, мы смотрели их. Так, неизвестный предмет, значит, мы не продаем. Еще один не продаем. Ага. Так. Здесь вот что-то есть, да? Нам главное задание не взять. Ненужное нам.
Hello again. Wonderful to
Привет.
see you. As before, I've arranged a special price on the
У нас
room upgrade for you.
5000. Мы такой не сильно бедный студент получается. Давайся, давай. Все.
Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Пока-пока. Так, теперь запретный лес к Поппи. Так, а можем здесь выбрать, да? Зачем нам идти, если мы можем пролететь?
I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help.
Ну,
Is this where we're meeting the centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose.
мы знаешь, что сделали? Мы шляпу поменяли. Так, ладно. Но в действительности они не знают, что мы придем, так что эта встреча будет неожиданностью. Им это будет не по нраву.
I'm not sure about this. I can't imagine they're fond of being surprised.
We don't have a choice if we want to help the Snidgets. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
Возможно, они увидят, что мы говорим правду, и их окружает некий ореол осведомленности. Это заставляет меня нервничать. Кентавры известны своей мудростью. Кентавры знают не больше нашего.
I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience.
That's exactly the right word. I just... Never mind.
What is it?
It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide.
Speaking of secrets, I do want to tell you why Victor Rookwood's after me. He's working with Ranrock, and Ranrock's after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig's asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps explain a bit about what we saw back at Horntail Hall. Of course, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. Even the centaurs won't know.
We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure to all be fun.
Вот и кентавры.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah, I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur, and it spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Сынам пизда.
Leave them be, Alec. We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continues to slaughter beasts like us without a care!
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all 3 of your heads.
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please, help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
I don't understand. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight? but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
И откуда они точно знают, где искать камень? Разве лунные камни редкие? Да, их же полно.
Isn't moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
Так, он говорил загадками. Это раздражает. Я ему доверяю, кентавры много знают.
I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him, what with his being a centaur and all.
I am too. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave you mentioned. I'll let you know what I find. I hate to see a creature get put down like that.
Ладно. А нам надо... Интересно, а вот если мы вернем... Зачем нам снизишь? Интересно, вот если мы вернемся, мы сможем вернуть свою шляпу у него? Мы как дураки продали ему шляпу.
You're back. Nice to see you again. What are we looking for today?
Нет, не можем. Ух ты, совершенствование, которое значительно увеличит ускорение и скорость вашей метлы 4000. Ага, спасибо. Меня пока устраивает. Так, магазин одежды. Как называется? Помнишь? Магазин одежды, шапка невидимка. Все, ты молодец. И я вспомнил. В другую сторону. И все уже готово к Рождеству, да?
Come in, look around, and if you've been eating chocolate frogs, please refrain from touching.
Ух ты, нападение 70. Нападение 70. Без обновления защиты. Маска из психиатрической лечебницы. Нет, спасибо. У вас шляпок не найдется? Так, ладно. Так, давай быстренько в Хогвартс. Хогвартс, секретные комнаты. Так, нам надо определить. Так, накидка для квиддича. Ослабленный шов фиолетового цвета с замками. Ослабленный. Так, нападение 50 плюс 2 получится. Угу. Накидка. Защиты немного, да, зато нападение больше. Ага, ослабленный это типа... Можем же шляпе добавить эти... Ну, по-другому повязано. Можем же шляпе вот это красное добавить. Нет? Интересно, почему же? Все. Так, что тут интересного? Сборник стихов. А ему отдать надо или как? Позолоченная книга со стихами. Написана покойной женой Агабуса Фильберта. Так, что-то нельзя вставить. Странно. Так, талант у нас один пока. Коллекции. Гвендолин Чжоу. Так, а здесь что у нас? Угу. Так, и пойдем задание, что там говорит директор. Это нам вообще куда? Это нам надо в зал, да? Угу. Это на улице? Подожди. В зале фотографии появился портрет профессора Нео Фиджеральда. Мне нужно пойти туда и поговорить с ней. Поговорите с патентом. Та-та-та. Так, нам нужен зал картографии. Так, класс, кабинет, дворец. Зал трофеев, мощный, чё, лестница. Так. Внутренний, окружайка, кабинет, западная башня. Так, лодочный сарай, большой зал, внутренний двор. Так, класс теперь, библиотека, класс секретной комнаты. Зал. Так. Неоф. Как ты?
Welcome back.
Да, спасибо.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
You are the talk of the school since you saved Mr. Rabe and I from the Ashwinders. We have come so far. We should discuss the next steps in our plan to stop Harlow.
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
Так. Нам далеко бежать тогда, наверное. Профессора Фига. Фиг.
Revelio.
А, вот где. Сундучок. Спрятался, да? Предмет для головы. Синий. Так, это, конечно, здорово бежать, но мы не будем.
Revelio.
Сундучок выше.
Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the portkey. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. Very well, you'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine he's loyal to the headmaster.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't polyjuice potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have polyjuice potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more.
Ух ты! Сейчас будем прощаться, профессора Блэк.
How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
Так.
Professor, a moment of your time, please. Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only, you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
Really? Why can't we talk about potions here? Seems fine to me.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student? Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student gets this rather unenviable task.
You call that a shine on those boots? Do better.
Так, и нас, похоже, сейчас все будет
Chewing
останавливать.
with your mouth open? Where are your manners?
What could the headmaster want?
Зачем нам с ним разговаривать?
When I witness what passes for magic in these halls, I...
Professor Black, how are you, sir?
Хорошо.
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside.
Professor, a word? Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they're fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
Я размышляю написать насчет вас в министерство, в отдел магических игр и спорта. Так, это неразумно.
I should think you'd have better things to do with your time. Now, where's my elf?
Good day, Professor. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kogawa.
What did we do to deserve him as a head?
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? Of course you haven't.
I hope it's not about anything I've been doing.
Нет.
Greetings! I mean, out of my way, children!
Professor, a word, please. Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
Так, свобода действий. Но, профессор, вы считаете это разумно? Честно говоря, я беспокоюсь за его учеников. К тому же, он и так редко бывает в школе. Так, он занимается секретным заданием Министерства магии. А я по нему и не скучаю. Что за ответ?
Well, yes. He's handling some official ministry business for me.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
A wonderful job. Leeway for Professor Fig. I shall never understand that.
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing room.
Scrope's as hard a worker.
Ahem. Attention, students. I hereby decree that the Great Hall be forthwith decorated in the noble banners of Gryffindor. I shall be taking no questions at this time, or ever. Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
Так, но хозяин заставил Скроупа поклясться, что он никому не скажет, даже самому хозяину. Да как ты смеешь?
And now I'm telling you that you can tell me.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
Я не запамятовал. В нем говорится про силу, в нем говорится про власть, в нем говорится про чистую кровь. Так, в нем про что говорится? Наверное, все-таки про силу, да?
But certainly I remember. It's still stronger together, no?
Master has made Scrope laugh.
Говори уже, что ты тут выеживаешься? Про кровь.
Pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Ah, yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, but Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pur.
Ha! Thank you. Never speak of this conversation with me or anyone else.
Of course, sir. Scrope shall try his best to keep out of Master's way.
The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight.
Да хватит рыгать-то. Что ты хочешь? Надо еще быстрее, да? У тебя здесь кабинет?
Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle.
Ну говори. Мы просто убежали. Мы узнали пароль и просто убежали, я понял. Подожди. Так, а чё, где кабинет?
Revelio.
Алоха Мора. В центре.
Revelio.
Во. Видите, кабинет директора. Все прогрузилось. Мы просто убежали, что в этот. Прятаться. Если кто не видел. Что это? Потолок большого зала был заколдован, чтобы имитировать небо над замком.
Revelio.
Эта заколдованная кафедра служит местом, с которого великие директрисы и директора Хогвартса, а также профессор Блэк, обращаются к студентам и профессорам школы. ты. Испытание завершено. Так, а где кабинет Блэка? До него далеко? О.
Ревелио.
Сейчас. Так, нам вверх по лестнице. Да. О, где хоть кабинет-то на самой вершине?
How nice to see you, my young
Наша
friend.
лестница башни. Как они сюда ходят, типа, каждый день? Какая тут красота, смотри. Ничего себе. О, что ты делаешь? Ты отталкиваешь? Смотри, какой великан. Фига. А у него ремень тоже стальной, да? О, смотри, кентавр. Хе. Чё, еще выше, да? Ничего себе. Это еще в Хогвартсе? Или уже в другой какой вселенной?
The gargoyle. That's where I need to speak the password.
Так, лестницу, ведущую в кабинет директора, охраняет заколдованная горгулья, которая впускает только тех, кто знает пароль. Хотя трудно себе представить хоть кого-нибудь, кто решился бы навестить нынешнего хозяина этого кабинета.
Toujours pure.
Серьезно, сработало. Он... Кто-то любил очень лестницы, да, похоже? Мы минут 5 уже бежим просто по лестнице. Просто поднимаясь наверх.
I wonder if all the elite wizarding families have a motto.
Ну?
Revelio.
А где ты? Страничка. Вот сзади меня. Так, не всем директорам и директрисам нравится заново переживать повседневные трудности, с которыми они постоянно сталкиваются во время управления школой чародейства и волшебства. Некоторые предпочитают наслаждаться заслуженным сном, если представляется такая возможность. Это на этом диване? Ладно, на этом диване.
It's good to see you.
All thanks to Professor Fig's quick thinking. Now what?
Approach the pedestal in the antechamber and read the book that appears.
What can I expect to find in the book?
A story. I cannot say more. You may recognize some elements of it, as I was inspired by a tale with which many wizarding children are familiar.
I suspect there will be more to this than reading a book.
Your suspicions are correct. We shall speak when you are finished.
Has this been under the headmaster's nose all this time? Revelio.
Так, подожди. Где-то рядом. Так, тут, наверное, 10 уровень. Угу, 3. Где ты? Вау, ты здесь. Эта зачарованная шляпа была создана 4 основателями Хогвартса. Как средство, с помощью которого ученики определяются в один из 4 факультетов школы, имея опыт легилименции. Распределяющая шляпа может заглянуть в голову тестируемого студента, что позволяет ей считывать его мысли и способности. Так, ты меня не видел. Так.
That must be the pedestal.
Что это такое? Оп!
Where am I?
Где
Professor
профессор?
Fitzgerald? Can you hear me?
I am here. In this place, you may call me Neve.
Neve.
You shall be witness to a fable. Pay attention. Things are not always as they seem. You must move swiftly and cautiously. Use in this place as in life, death takes many forms. Avoid each of them at all costs.
А что нам с ними делать без магии? А, у нас есть магия. Можем только прятаться, да? Давай, давай, уноси ноги.
I should have run when I could. I'd be free by now.
I'd best move while I can. Neve must be here somewhere.
Там занято.
I need to time this just right.
Я надеюсь, ты не за мной.
A staircase straight ahead.
Я не вижу сохранения, меня это тревожит. Угу, она самая. Чё вы сюда пришли-то? Идите обратно. Домой. Нечего тут ходить.
Ladder. Perhaps they won't be able to find me if I go up there.
Вот сюда, да. Хера их там, смотри, сколько по карте, блин.
They're gone for now. I need to get out of here. Where could Neve be?
Куда они ушли? Они там стоят толпой. Ты ж прячешься, да? Стой. Не выходи.
Too many. I must cross this road as fast as I can.
А как ты быстрее пройдешь?
I can.
Давай, только не поворачивайся.
That's where I need to go, but I need to find a way past them.
Ой-ой-ой. Ты чё? Чё тут забыл? Мухи тут летают, отвернись. Нету тут никого. Там никого нет, не стучи. Хотел убежать, нет? Не хочешь уже? Говорит, я побегу, бегу. Ну что ты тут оставил?
Nothing this way, but more danger. There must be another way to find her. I need to turn back. There's no getting past them that way. That doorway looks like the only safe way forward.
Еле заметил вот эту дверь.
Closed tight. No way but forward, I suppose.
Вот лестница есть. Еле заметил проход. А что, тоже они? А чё вы в дома-то хоть забрались? Идите вон. Черт. Ага, вот за ним. Отлично. Ну и чё ты? Вон, иди посмотри, что там вдруг нашел.
Now's my chance.
Чонс, через кровать ты будешь перепрыгивать, что ли, или что? Давай, вот теперь шанс. Сохранение.
That's the way forward.
Угу. Единственная мантия.
Can this be? I think I'm invisible.
Я что, не видим? Не видим. Единственная мантия. Как нам туда пройти? Через здесь? Что-то я не вижу прохода. Ты же перепрыгивать не будешь, да? Нам надо стопудово туда возвращаться. Что-то ты плохо спрятался. Здравствуйте. Вообще не видите, да?
They can't see me at all. I can get closer to them.
Стрёмно так. Между прочим.
This is the way forward. Finally free. Now where are you, Neve?
You have outrun death thus far, but have yet to find me. Keep searching, but this time you will be unable to hide. Wield the wand you see before you. Do not squander its extraordinary power.
Ну.
I've never felt such power. Descendo. Depulso. Bombarda.
Вау. Сейчас будем бороться, да, с смертью?
Defendo. Bombarda. Descendo.
Я только не понял. А второй-то свободно, да?
Depulso.
А, нельзя, да? Нельзя. Только эти заклинания.
Defendo. Bombarda. Descendo. Depulso.
Ой, какие-то волки, собаки.
Bombarda. Defendo. Descendo.
Ты быстро заряжаешься. Ба.
Defendo. Bombarda. Descendo. Depulso.
Ты что-то ждал? Ай. Это...
Protego.
В смысле?
Descendo.
А, с вами еще не все.
Defendo. Descendo. Depulso. Bombarda. Descendo. Bombarda. Protego. Depulso. Bombarda.
Ну. Чё ты? Откуда там взялся?
Defendo.
Все?
Revelio.
Так, то сейчас будем опять драться, да? Эй! Мы так не договаривались.
Defendo. Depulso. Descendo. Depulso. Bombard. Protego.
Ну, что ты?
Bombarda. Defendo. Bombard. Protego.
Привет. Я тут прыгаю, да.
Descendo. Defendo. Depulso. Defendo. Descendo. Depulso. Descendo. Protego. Descendo. Depulso. Bombarda. Defendo. Bombarda. Defendo.
Я так полагаю, нам надо этого сначала вырубить, да?
Depulso.
Что-то разозлилась смерть? Ну. Че это такое, блин? Я уж не знаю, что нажимать. Ю, Б, Defendo, Бомбада. Во, давай.
Don't bother. Defender. Protego.
А что, следующее будет 10 таких?
Defender.
Ну, и что ты на это? Что-то просто ушел. А я думал, будем повышать там 5 троллей, 10 троллей, 12 троллей, блин. Что здесь шляпа будет? Ну иди, ладно. Что? Где ты? Не.
A simple stone. This must be for me.
Простой камень. Таинственный камень.
You are far from finished. Pass through the mourners ahead. Nothing is what it seems.
I can't believe she's dead.
Dear sweet Neve.
May her memory be a treasure to us forever.
Ну. Он просто посмотрел. Дошел я или нет? Я дошел. Спасибо.
You found me, but you cannot undo what has been done. The magic of the stone can only conjure a shadow of my former self. But there is no light without shadow, as there is no shadow without light. Simply because you can eliminate darkness does not always mean that you should.
Угу. Достаточно ясно.
Remember that as you witness my memory.
Так странно, у этой почему-то смерть, а у тех просто были испытания. Ну я к тому, что сразу поменялся формат. Или я что-то не понимаю, да.
Isadora, what you did for your father was remarkable.
Wasn't it? And Percival needn't worry about the strands of emotion or the traces that this magic leaves. I found a way to contain all of it.
You haven't stopped.
Goblin silver.
You spoke to a goblin about this.
Don't worry, he has no idea what we're containing.
Что-то у них со
Don't know
звуком.
what effect any of this may have. The emotions, the dark traits.
You sound like Percival. And as it happens, I do know. It is a source of strength, of focus. Somehow it enhances my ability to wield magic.
I don't follow, Isadora.
I think we can harness it.
Power like this is not to be toyed with. In the wrong hands.
You saw what I did for my father. Oh, Neve, imagine the good we could do. Everyone is in some kind of pain.
What are you doing?
Breathe it in. Can you feel it?
Oh, Isadora. This must stop. All of it.
You've kept this power to yourselves for so long because you fear it. I choose to embrace it.
Ух ты.
Is it true? Has
Son,
someone
Barak.
completed the first 3 trials?
It is, and I have.
But you are so...
Young? I know. You must be Professor Bakar.
I am.
Pleased to meet you. The pensive memory I just witnessed. Was Isadora inhaling painful emotions?
She was.
I found it disturbing. But how did she gain power from it? How did she harness it?
It was disturbing. Although I wonder that you are asking about her power. I hesitate to reveal the location of my pensive to someone who, perhaps, has yet to understand the responsibility of power.
I can assure you, Professor, I do. In fact, what you don't yet know is that a dangerous goblin called Ranrock has accessed the repository at Rookwood Castle. He has learned to harness the contents of it as a source of immense power. He plans to use that power against wizardkind. We have no time to waste.
I see. Nonetheless, the knowledge you shall gain after you witness my memories is too valuable to share without further consideration. I shall require time to confer with the other keepers.
It seems we have no choice but to wait, frustrating as it is. I heard what you told Professor Bakar. Isadora was inhaling emotions to gain power?
She was. And she pulled emotions, as she did from her father, from Professor Fitzgerald, without permission.
Monstrous.
What's more, she said that she found a way to store the traces of magic she extracted in goblin silver.
The repositories?
Possibly. There's something I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier. Ranrock has been digging at locations tied to the 5 names he found in the journals of a goblin metalworker named Bragball.
5 names? The Keepers, and who else? Isadora Morganac?
Precisely. That's how he's been one step ahead of us. Gringotts, the Tower, Rookwood Castle.
If the Keepers won't tell you where the next trial is yet, I say we at least maintain a watch on Ranrock. Perhaps he'll lead us to more information.
Perhaps. I hope to hear from Lodgok soon. I haven't heard anything since I learned of the drills. Oh, and as you've probably guessed by now, your Polyjuice plan worked like a charm.
I knew it would. I may have done too good a job distracting Black. I had no idea he can't hold his fire whiskey.
Так, давайте на этом закончим.